course you would have treated her kindly. One can always be kind to people about whom one cares nothing. Behind every exquisite thing that existed, there was something tragic. There is a luxury in self-reproach. When we blame ourselves, we feel that no one else has a right to blame us. It is the confession, not the priest, that gives us absolution. It is only the sacred things in life that are worth touching. There is always something infinitely mean about other people's tragedies. But I thought it was my duty. It is not my fault that a terrible tragedy has prevented my doing what was right. At least I thought about it. Then it must be an illusion. The things one feels absolutely certain about are never true. That is the fatality of faith and the lesson of romance. Nothing makes one so vain as being told that one is a sinner. Conscience makes egotists of us all. When one is in love, one always begins by deceiving oneself, and one always ends by deceiving others. That is what the world calls a romance. Women treat us just as humanity treats its gods. They worship us and are always bothering us to do something for them. Faithfulness, the passion for property is in it. There are many things that we would throw away if we were not afraid that others might pick them up. Last time I talked about change. Everything changes. Change is the only constant in life. There is no emotion that shows the graph of a person's complete transformation as completely as love. The picture of Dorian Gray is a classic. It is a tale about so many things, and if a list was to be made about its themes, love probably would be at the bottom of the list. And hence, in part 2, I highlight just that. I have made sure to stay away from the main theme completely because this is a book where everyone would find themselves reflected somewhere or the other for sure. And that's completely up to the readers and where they are at in the emotional grand scheme of things in their lives. I am a sentimentalist. It's my default setting, and I'm trying to change that default. It's good to embrace indifference because emotions are cheap now. But it's a long road till there, and I still measure things by their essence. Essence is exquisite. Essence is what matters. Without it, every single thing is just that, a thing. Meaningless, redundant, distant, cold, and eventually it doesn't even exist. We humans relish in self-denial to the point of absolute blindness. But the feels never lie. We can refuse to see, but they're still there, waiting patiently till you open your eyes. You always can sense when something is ending. Always. Way before it actually does. The essence starts fading. And the ignorance won't last long, no matter how hard you try. Just watch a man from the time he falls in love to the time he falls out of it, and you would know. Not dead yet, but it is dying. There is no other outcome, and nobody is trying to save it. The previous line was a quote from a story that I wrote back when I was in college. It's scary how true it is. All I ask of you is this. Be brutally honest with yourself. You would see your face in these lines. Who do you see? Which side are you on? P.S. I've jumbled up the lines, obviously. Creative effect, Anyway, I've often been reminded about how much I just love the drama. The feminists might get pissed, but hey, not my words. Every night of my life, I go to see her act, and every night she is marvelous. I can't help going to see her play, even if it is only for a single act. I get hungry for her presence, and when I think of the wonderful soul that is hidden away in that little ivory body, I am filled with awe. She is all the great heroines of the world in one. She is more than an individual. I love her, and I must make her love me. I want to make Romeo jealous. I want the dead lovers of the world to hear our laughter and grow sad. I want a breath of our passion to stir their dust into consciousness, to wake their ashes into pain. My God, how I worship her. It was the girl's fault, not his. He had dreamed of her as a great artist and had given his love to her because he had thought her great. Then she had disappointed him. She had become shallow and unworthy. But he had suffered also. He had lived centuries of pain, eons upon eons of torture. His life was well worth hers. She had marred him for a moment if he had wounded her for an age. Besides, women are better suited to bear sorrow than men. They lived on their emotions, they only thought of their emotions. When they took lovers, it was merely to have one with whom they could have scenes. Why should he trouble about her? She was nothing to him now. You came, oh my beautiful love, and you freed my soul from prison. You taught me what reality really is. Tonight, for the first time in life, I saw through the hollowness, the sham, the silliness of the empty pageants in which I have always played. You had made me understand what love really is. My love, Prince Charming, Prince of Life, I have grown sick of the shadows. What could they know of love such as ours? Take me away, Dorian, take me with you where we can be quiet alone. I hate the stage. I might mimic a passion that I do not feel, but I cannot mimic one that burns me like fire. Oh, you understand now what it signifies. Even if I could do it, it would be a profanation for me to play at being in love. You have made me see that. You're not you're not serious, Dorian. You are acting. Acting? I leave that to you. You do it so well. You call yesterday the past. What has the actual lapse of time got to do with it? It is only shallow people who require years to get rid of an emotion. A man who is a master of himself can end a sorrow as easily as he can invent a pleasure. I don't want to be at the mercy of my emotions. I want to use them, to enjoy them, and to dominate them. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. A fit of passionate sobbing choked her. She crouched on the floor like a wounded thing. And Dorian Gray, with his beautiful eyes, looked down at her, and his chiseled lips curled in exquisite disdain. There is always something ridiculous about the emotions of people whom one has ceased to love. She seemed to him to be absolutely melodramatic. Her tears and sobs annoyed him. I don't wish to be unkind, but I cannot see you again. You have disappointed me. Yesterday, when I heard that she had killed herself, Good heavens, is there no doubt about that? Surely you don't think it was a vulgar accident? Of course she killed herself. How fearful. No, there is nothing fearful about it. It is one of the greatest romantic tragedies of the age. As a rule, people who act lead the most commonplace lives. They are good husbands or faithful wives or something tedious. You know what I mean, middle class virtue and all that kind of thing. The last night she played, the night you saw her, She acted badly because she had known the reality of love. When she knew its unreality, she died, as Juliet might have died. She passed again into the sphere of art. Her death has all the pathetic uselessness of martyrdom, all its wasted beauty. She had no right to kill herself. It was selfish of her. You have killed my love. Yes, you have killed my love. You used to stir my imagination. Now you don't even stir my curiosity. You simply produce no effect. I loved you because you were marvelous, because you had a genius and intellect. You are shallow and stupid. My god, how mad I was to love you. What a fool I have been. You are nothing to me now. I will never see you again. I will never think of you. I will never mention your name. You don't know what you were to me once. Why once? Oh, I can't bear to think of it. I wish I had never laid eyes on you. You have spoiled the romance of my life. How had she played that dreadful last scene? Had she cursed him when she died? No, she had died for love of him, and love would always be a sacrament to him now. She had atoned for everything by the sacrifice she had made of her life. He would not think any more of what she had made him go through. When he thought of her, it would be as a wonderful, tragic figure sent on the world's stage to show the supreme reality of love. A wonderful, tragic figure. You must not think I have not suffered. If you had come in yesterday at a particular moment, about 5:30 or perhaps 5:45, you would have found me in tears. I suffered immensely. Then it passed. I cannot repeat an emotion. No one can except sentimentalists. You come down here to console me. That is charming of you. You find me consoled and you are furious. How like a sympathetic person. If you really want to console me, teach me rather to forget what has happened, to see it from a proper artistic point of view. You have not realized how I have developed. I have new passions, new thoughts, new ideas. I am different, and you must not like me less. I am changed, but you must always be my friend. I am what I am. There is nothing more to be said. I should like to have something more of her than the memory of a few kisses and some broken, pathetic words. Once again, this is Adya. If you've reached the end of the episode, you probably like what you're hearing. I would love to hear from you as well. Please reach me at the Instagram page for this podcast at the rate What Saves Me From Drowning. And please don't forget to follow, share, like, review, rate according to wherever you're listening.